Right, let's crack on then. So, today we're going to be looking at inverse proportion. And you're going to think, oh, this is just like last time, and it is. But you get a few more marks for doing inverse, because people tend to think it's harder. I don't actually think it's any different at all, so I think that'll work in our favour. So, just quick recap. Last time we went to the fish market, we traded in a fish for an equals and a K. That market is open again today. That's the really important thing. So, X is inversely proportional to Y. That means when X goes up, Y goes down. So it's like the number of men and women you've got and the length of time it takes to dig a hole. So the more people you've got, the quicker it is to dig the hole. So that's kind of an inverse relationship. So X is inversely proportional to Y. When X equals 4, Y equals 5. Find X when Y equals 2. Right, now you're going to think, what's going to change? And the answer is very little, actually. So, X, inversely proportional, fishy. But this time, because it's inverse, instead of just putting a Y, you're going to put 1 over Y. So I want you to think that inversely changes it from just being a fish to being a fish and a 1 over. Okay, so X is inversely proportional to Y. X fishy 1 over Y. But we go to the same fish market, so I trade my fish for an equals and a K. I could put K times 1 over Y, but K times 1 is just K. So I'm actually just going to write K over Y. Yeah, in here, the line is K times 1 over Y. And when I times the fraction, I would just do, because it's kind of K over 1, I would do K times 1, which is K, and 1 times Y, which is Y. So that's how I've leaped. I saw somebody's hand go up, so that's how I've made that leap. So then we just stick the numbers in. We're still trying to find K, we're still trying to make ourselves an equation, and then we're still going to use the equation. That is the only thing that's changing. So when X equals 4, Y equals 5. Right, so now think, we're trying to find K. Now think about what's happening. At the minute, my K is being divided by 5, so I'm going to have to times by 5. Yeah, at the minute, my K is being divided, so I'm going to have to times by 5, which gives me that. So it gives me that K equals 20. Now what do? We rewrote our second line, but putting in our value of K. And that is going to be the formula that I use. Okay, so I rewrote my second line, just like we did last time, but putting in my value of K. Right, and now what do I need to do? I need to find X when Y equals 2. So I'm going to use this formula now. So I need to find X when Y equals 2. So it's 20 over 2, which is 10. So that would be my answer to the second part of the question. Okay? And again, we could have inversely proportional to m cubed, or the square root of p. So we'll do one more, then I'll let you get on. It's really, really important that you get in touch if you're stuck. Or watch Maths Watch videos, or Google it, or ask a sibling, or do something, because this is a really, really important topic. Okay, right, so that is the end of that question. Let's look at the next one. Let's say, what letters have I not used yet? There's 26 of them and I can't think. C is inversely, what have I written here? I don't think there's any coming back from that. Inversely proportional to, what should we do? D cubed? When D equals 3, C equals 2, find D when C equals 5. Right, let's have a look. I think I've probably just dug a massive hole which I'm about to fall in with horrible numbers. But let's see what happens. Right, go. C, inversely proportional, fishy 1 over D cubed. There's our first line. Go to the fish market, get rid of that fish, and get me an equals and a K. So C equals K over D cubed. Right, now what have I got? Remember, you find your pair of numbers that you can sub in. There's my pair of numbers. D is 3 and C is 2. So 2 equals K over, and D is 3. 3 cubed. So 2 equals K over 27. So 2, so I'll just write that same line again. Right, my K is being divided by 27, so I need to times by 27. So what's that? 54. So 54 equals K. Rewrite your second line, but you're swapping your K for what you know K to be. 54 over D cubed. That's my second line. Rewritten with my value of K in. Right, find D when C equals 5. Right, so this is my formula. And what have I got? I've got the C is 5. So whenever I see a C, I'm going to put a 5. Right, the letter I'm trying to find is on the bottom of a fraction. So my next step is going to be to get that letter off the bottom of the fraction, like that. So I've got 5D cubed equals 54. So I'm going to divide by 5. And then I need to find D. So I'm going to cube root it. And just to annoy all of you, I'm not going to work out what that is. I'm going to leave it like that. You're probably all reaching for a calculator in a desperate bid for a decimal. But I'm going to leave it like that. Okay? So nothing's really changed, has it? We're just putting fishy 1 over. That's all that's changed. Otherwise, we're going to the same market. We're trying to find an equation. We're sticking our K back into the second line. And then we're using our equation. Okay? So I'd like you now, what are we up to? I'd like you to try worksheet 4 now. And then there's also going to be some work to submit on direct and inverse proportion. But please get in touch if that didn't make sense, and I shall endeavour to help.